Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. We are ready to go with the championship of the Class B dual tournament. The Broncos looking for fourth straight dual championship, their fourth straight double championship after winning the individual tournament yesterday. And they'll have their work cut out with the Holsteins of New Zealand Almond. They were the team that everybody felt it was kind of Lisbon and them 1 and 2 going by the seeding, but everyone felt that there were some matchups that were uncertain, just a lot of uncertainty, and those are the top two teams at least everyone felt coming into this tournament. Well, Lisbon was able to edge the Holsteins yesterday. Today in a head-to-head competition, it may be a different story, so the Broncos going to come out as sharp as they need to. And Brent, we saw in the first two duels, which the Broncos won obviously both to get to the championship, a few areas even in winning matches where they know they weren't as sharp as they should be. It's been a very stressful 2 days for the Holsteins as well in this tournament, and they're just going to need to find that next gear to win this championship.
Yeah, Lisbon will just have to dig deep. They're going to have to find something, that, like you said, that extra gear in this duel against New Salem if they want to prevail and defend that state championship.
So New Salem Almond got here in the way of a win against Carrington 46-18 and then a semifinal win against South Border 52-24. The Broncos got here by defeating Kenmure Bullbells 56-13 and then a win over Hettinger Scranton 48-21. So that's what's put them in the championship. South Border and Hettinger Scranton will wrestle for third place. Will Carrington and Kenmure Bowbells will wrestle in the fifth place match, with all of these, again, set to begin in about 3 minutes or so for this final the final matches of this 2022 edition of the state tournament. We will begin at 152 pounds, and there is going to be some interesting matchups if you look up and down here. I think the one that has stood out to me right out the gate will be heavyweight Grant Lyons and AJ Hines, a rematch between those two. And that, there's going to be a few matches against state champions where the Broncos are going to have to pull some upsets.
Yeah, that match at 295 is an interesting matchup. It was a total brawl in their semifinal match between Lyons and Hines, and I think we're looking for another toss-up match in that one. That did go into overtime period with Hines coming out on top, but that is one of the key matchups coming off the top end of the lineup. Yeah,
and almost at the expense of the track wrestling table. I think Lyons almost fell into that thing a couple times. So it was a very physical matchup between those two, but that's going to be one of a few weight classes where the Broncos are going to have to see some different results in their previous matchup against the Holsteins of New Zealand Almond. So again, for the Broncos, that would be 4 straight double championships after winning the individual tournament yesterday. And last year they defeated South Border. It took Criteria a little bit of a different feel to the tournament with the way everything was formatted. But when it came to the individual tournament, they had such a sizable lead going into the final championship round that they knew that a little bit more comfortable. Obviously, the champions want to become champions, but yesterday was really down to the wire, even for those guys not wrestling, cheering on their teammates and knowing what it was going to take. There was a lot. And again, New Zealand Almond has felt the same thing the last couple of days, so they're in the same position. But this one I really feel like we're really going into a toss-up situation between these two teams.
Yeah, that is true. And just looking back on last year's team, the state championship team from last year, they did have 6 seniors on that team, and Lisbon doesn't have that same leadership that they did back in 2021. 1 senior on the team in Silas Ranke, and then have a handful of juniors and the rest underclassmen.
So they're getting all these mats set up and getting things underway. Thanks for all those who have joined us on our broadcast here, starting Thursday with the individual, and we've carried on to all rounds and now on to dual competition here in this Class B wrestling tournament. Looking at how some of these wrestlers weighed in, there's definitely rooms for a lot of bumps on both of these rosters.
This first match at 152 pounds between Blaze Ranke and Wolding. Another rematch of that semifinal at 152 pounds where Ranke was able to open it up in the second period against Wolding. And we're now underway in first match, 152 pounds for the state championship.
And not that against their first 2 opponents they took any weight classes, for granted. But right now, you can't take every point for granted. I think that was really learned last year for the Broncos, who ended tied and having to go to Criteria.
Yeah, Lisbon and the wrestlers did learn, or they do know, that every point does count. Doesn't matter if it's a point in the match or picking up a bonus point for the team score.
Yeah, and there was. We knew a tie was potentially able to happen last year. Simon Svem was wrestling in that match, and he ended up losing that match, but he could lose. It couldn't have been a major decision, couldn't have been a fall, and that's what he fought for to end out that match.
Yeah, that's where the strategy is just a little bit different when you're going on the individual side of a tournament, get into a duel, and sometimes the strategy is just don't get pinned.
And we'll get 2 points on the opening takedown for Ty Wolding. So the Holstein wrestler takes the lead with 1:02 left in the first period.
Ranke and Wolding on the restart. Ranke head down in the mat, Wolding on top, playing that forward pressure.
Other mats with competition, mat number 6, South Border and Hettinger Scranton for third place. Mat number 8, Carrington and Kenmure Bowbells wrestling in the 5th place match. Again, we don't wrestle out that 7th and 8th place.
Ranke does score 1 point for an escape. Now score 2-1, 25 seconds remaining in the first period. The wrestler stood up, working that near edge of the mat.
And they'll come out of bounds with 18 seconds left in the period.
Ranky resets. Now Wolding in on a double leg shot. Ranky back steps off the mat. He'll get called out of, working the edge of the mat. Still no call out of bounds. Ranky working a whizzer on Wolding.
Every single wrestler on either side of this matchup has all eyes, all attention. Even Levi Svem getting ready to wrestle in the next match. He's got his eyes on what's going on in front of him right now. Second period beginning, and it will be Blaze Ranky to start on top of Ty Wolding. Wolding looks like he's turned back on his side. They're counting up near fall points for Blaze Ranky, who trails 2-1.
Similar situation in that match against Headinger Scranton where that was stopped for a potentially dangerous. Now Ranky able to take Wolding in that tilt position. Wolding tried to stand up. Ranky hit the tilt. Takes him back for 3 near fall.
So 3-2. Ranky takes the lead. 1:24 and counting left in the second period. Yeah, that's been his bread and butter, I think, all season. He's won a lot of matches with that, and threw him off a little bit when he got hit with that potentially dangerous on his signature move.
Yeah, that is part of his game plan, something that he looks for on those stand-ups, and wasn't able to get that call in that match against Headinger Scranton.
Final minute of the second period. Blaze Ranky a 3-2 lead against Ty Wolding from New Zealand Almond.
Wolding working a reversal on Ranky. Ranky kind of spladled out. Now he has Wolding going over to his back. Ranky picking up near fall on Wolding now. Wolding looked like he was going to reverse that. Ranky getting high. They're on the edge of the mat. Ranky is a little high. Wolding working for a reversal. So we have 3 near fall and 1 escape. So Ranky picks up 3 near fall, 6-2 score. Ranky's on top.
Yeah, final 30 seconds of the second period. 6-3 the score. Blaze Ranky with the lead and goes at the throw Wolding, and it just runs out of real estate as they go into the Class A mat and they get reset.
Ranky a nice little whizzer and a hip toss out of bounds on Wolding. And backing up, Ranky warned for stalling.
It goes right for that nice low single leg out of the whistle, but I think he's going to get warned.
It looked like a caution on Ranky. Just jumped the whistle.
And Blaze is showing that he wants to be the first. He wants to make that first move out of the whistle just instantly. He's not going to wait a second. He's not going to let Wolding get a chance to collect himself and think it out. And Wolding knows that, and he's defended against it, with the exception of to start this second period when it was Ranky who picked up those quick back points.
Yeah, Wolding, came in, seemed like he was a little more ready on the whistle to start the match. Picked up 2-point takedown, but Blaze Ranky is able to pick up 2 turns for 6 points.
6-3, the final period beginning. Blaze Ranky leading, and it's Ty Wolding on top to start the final 2 minutes.
And Ranky, a little bit of separation here on Wolding. Now he gets stood up. Now they're toe-to-toe. Ranky working towards the edge of the match. It's a 7-3 score. Ranky up by 4. Now shoots in on a high crotch on Wolding, working right on that far edge of the mat.
Yeah, Ranky was working the upper body, and he saw that Wolding was going to budge, but Wolding left himself really vulnerable for the legs, and Ranky went right forward, and now we're going to have blood time.
Yeah, that was a good adjustment by Ranky, changing levels on that. Saw the opening there at the double leg shot, and went for it. Wolding just able to stretch out.
Yeah, blood time on Ty Wolding here in the Class B dual championship match. Updates on our other matches. Mat number 6, the third place match. No score. They're on their first weight classes. Jason Itchke from South Border, a 5-0 lead against Gavin Dolly from Headinger Scranton. Mat number 8 is the 5th place match. Carrington and Kenmere Bullbells. Kyle Kavar from Carrington, a 10-5 lead over DeAndre Anderson from Kenmere Bullbells in the 152-pound match. And we are resuming here in the championship mat. Blaze Ranky a 7-3 lead into the final period, final minute 10.
Yeah, this is the state championship match that you want to see, or the state duel that you want to see. Both teams, Lisbon and New Salem, loaded top to bottom. Lisbon brings in 10 state place winners, and New Salem has 11 state place winners on their team.
Final minute, Ranky with a four-point lead, 7-3, was going to shoot against Wolding. Wolding puts hands on the back of his head and is going to let him get back up. As going for the double leg again is Blaze Ranky.
Oh, nice arm drag out of bounds. No points awarded, but Ranky had a nice arm drag over the top on Wolding. They called out of bounds.
Yeah, Ranky's got a 4-point cushion to work with 34 seconds left, but he's still coming aggressive out of the whistle and trying to score those few points. And he knows, he goes for the double leg and he's got Wolding having to sprawl out and come across his face. That's time off the clock that Wolding's going to not be able to make up.
Yeah, exactly. Ranky, wisely going underneath and working underneath on Wolding.
13 seconds left in the final period. And Wolding and Ranky will come out of bounds. No, they will stay in just on the edge of the mat, and now they're going to say they get pulled out of bounds. 4 seconds left here at 152 pounds.
Wolding with his head down a little bit slower back to the mat. 4 seconds here.
And this one's going to become a final 7-3, the final score. Blaze Ranky gets the opening weight class for the Lisbon Broncos here in the Class B Dual State Championship. And we're on to the next. Levi Svem will come out. I almost said Simon. Levi Svem will be the one to come out. Talking about Simon earlier, the senior graduating last year. Brock Norton from New Salem Almond will be his opponent here at 160 pounds.
Brock Norton, 5th place winner at 160 pounds, going up against Levi. Levi wrestled 170 for the Broncos on the individual side. He finished 3rd.
You do put that element with these bumps. You do put the element of the unknown in this competition. And we like seeing some of the rematches that we've seen across the tournament, but it's also kind of nice to just get that new and the unknown.
Yeah, especially these two first time facing off in a duel this year. With South Border, wrestling South Border, you're a little bit more familiar. Like last year, we wrestled them 2 times in a duel before the state championship.
And there's going to be a takedown. I believe it will go to Svem, and he'll take a 2-0 lead inside of a minute left in the first period at 160 pounds.
Yeah, Svem working that crossface over the top and not able to secure it.
And just wrapped around the legs of Norton. And Norton somehow able to get him out of bounds. .43 seconds left in the first period. Dual score 3-0 in favor of Lisbon, and right out the whistle, Svem trying to turn Norton, and Norton able to get back to his knees and on his base.
Now Svem back up now. Worked that crossface, broke Norton belly down in the center of the mat. Now back working that crossface. Goes head to knee. Simon Svem locks it up. He has the cradle locked up. Norton going to his back. Norton trying to bridge out of it. Svem has him flattened out. Levi Svem wins by foul. 6 points for the Broncos.
That was my fault. I got Simon Svem. I got
it on my brain.
Too, but Levi Svem's the one who gets the win via fall, and a 9-0 lead to start things out here for the Lisbon Broncos in the Class B Dual Championship.
Yeah, that's a big 6 points. These bonus points in this duel will mean everything. Going back to the bottom, working up through the bottom of the lineup, that's where some of those horses for New Salem Almond, where you have Enwich and Gerhart, 2 state champions, still coming up for New Salem Almond.
That'll be Cody Irwin from New Salem Almond wrestling here at 170 against Silas Ranky. Ranky bumped down here for dual competition today.
And Irwin did wrestle Levi Svem during the individual tournament, and Sven was able to come out on top of that one. It was either a major decision or he did end up pinning him. I just can't remember the final result, but Levi Sven did go head-to-head with Irwin. Irwin has Ranky in a headlock. Irwin now will pick up 2 points for a takedown. Irwin has Ranky in a headlock.
He's now getting near fall points, and Silas just needs to fight through this here to sort of live to fight another period.
Yep,
and he rolls through. I think he's going to get a reversal if he frees the head. He will.
Irwin went big move there in the first period on Ranky. Ranky just a little vulnerable to that headlock. It's a 5-2 score with Irwin on top.
It's a flurry of scoring happening here with 30 seconds left in the first period.
Ranky has Cradle hooked up on Irwin. They are on the edge of the mat. Ranky will try to drag him on. Ranky still trying to drag Irwin on. Irwin just a tank on the bottom. Ranky does have it locked up. He's going to sit back. Ranky trying to sit back with Irwin. He'll have 15 seconds to turn him. Ranky has Irwin on his hip, but he's going to run out of time.
Way to fight through that, though, for Silas Ranky, who's done that all tournament, quite
definitely.
honestly.
It's one thing I don't think Silas Ranky will panic ever again once somebody throws a headlock on him. Being able to outlast that headlock by Picas in the semifinal match.
It's almost like we talk about with Cash Wadeson, is that he wrestles better when he's behind, and when he had that headlock on Silas, you kind of think that Silas has him where he wants him, and there he does, rolls through that and gets the 2 points on a reversal and makes it 5-3, and now neutral position to start the second period.
And Picas able to hit us. Nope. So there was a headlock again. Ranky working for the fall. Silas Ranky working for the fall here on Irwin. Ranky going for the fall. He's over the top, smothering Irwin. Can't be much daylight there. Ranky drops to the head. Silas Ranky wins by fall. 6 more points for Lisbon. 15-0. Lisbon leads this one.
There we go. So that when he gets put in that headlock, that is right where he wants his opponents. Throws the headlock.
Yep.
Ranky able to battle through it. Gets the fall. 15-0 Lisbon, off to a great start here in this dual championship.
Yeah, it's almost like he's feeding him his head. I guess that's one way to do it.
It looked like we were going to have a TV timeout, but I think we are ready to continue on. No, we do have a TV timeout. We're going to stay right here, though. This is the Class B dual championship. Lisbon Broncos against New Salem Almond, and a good start for Lisbon. A 15-0 lead up to 182, and as Bowden Greenlee ready to come out, I don't know who New Salem Almont's going to send out, if anyone.
Well, they do have a wrestler standing by there, and it could be Mason Olander. If it is Olander, he's a 6th place finisher at 182 pounds.
And we are in that TV timeout right now. Update of our other matches. Our 3rd place match at mat number 6, a 3-0 lead for South Border. And our 5th place match at mat number 8, it is a 3-0 lead for the Carrington Cardinals.
We will have Bowden Greenlee take the mat at 182 pounds. Just a phenomenal finish to that match there with Silas Ranky rolling through on a headlock. Pins Cody Irwin for 6 points.
And going right for the takedown is Greenlee, and as always, he will score first here, and we'll cut him loose to make it 2-1. I've not seen the announcement on who his opponent is.
And Greenlee now in another nice double leg takedown. Well, one thing we didn't talk about is you could see Cam Opp come out at 195 pounds and bump Gabe Lyons up. That is a possibility for the Broncos here.
CL Weinberger is the wrestler who's out here for New Salem Almond. 6'3" right now, the lead for for Bowden Greenlee, and again a situation where it's just a little tough to keep up with the scoring on our scoreboard here on YourLiveEvent.com. Just how quickly Bowden Greenlee, the state champion, works. An undefeated season for him here as a junior, and he's now going to get him on his back and wants to end this one in the first period. Greenlee looking for a big fall.
And the crowd chanting, Bowden, Bowden, and he wins by fall. Bowden Greenlee at 182 pounds.
21-0, and that's the score. And it looks like we are going to see Cam Opp come out here.
Working some strategy. You'll see who reports in at the tables for either side.
This is the Class B dual championship. Lisbon and New Salem Almond. Actually, it's going to be Gabe Lyons coming out. I thought we had Cam coming out. He will stay at his weight class. Mason Olander and Gabe Lyons here at 195 pounds. Tell you what, it's a new energy for Lisbon after their first two duels, which they completed obviously to win, to get here to the championship. They've shown a new energy here through these first few matches.
Yeah, picking up those pins, they're huge in any duel, and that just gets your team fired up. If you can go out there and put that nail in the coffin right away, you should do it, because that just electrifies your team.
Lyons going for the double leg. It's able to take Olander down. Olander brought down to his back. And then they'll come out of bounds. It's 2-0 the lead for Gabe Lyons. They restart. Lions on top. A minute left in the first period.
There's still a lot of wrestling left in this duel. Lisbon rattling off some victories right away in here, but New Salem Almond still has their horses here up at heavyweight and then through the bottom of their lineup.
Olander gets away. It's a 2-1. Lions still in front. 40 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, Olander kind of backing away from Lyons. Lyons shoots in that single, going to suck it up. Olander goes over the top. Lyons hips down. No change of position. Lyons still digging in on a double leg. 15 seconds remaining in the first period.
Broncos lead 21-0, wrestling for the Class B dual state championship.
Olander, nice, on the edge of the mat. Runs out of time, but had a nice lat drop on Lyons.
The Lions will go into the second period, a 2-1 lead. The decision, Mason Olander, I think he's choosing down. Yeah, he will choose down to start the second period.
Olander just kind of braces off the whistle there. Gabe Lyons working on the far side. Now Olander steps up, scores 1 point for an escape. It's a 2-2 score, minute 45 in the second period.
And they're just going to lock up high, and Olander looked like he's trying to will Lyons down to the mat, and Lyons goes into the fireman's but just can't get behind quick enough. And there he gets for the takedown.
Yeah, Olander looked like he was trying to set up that lap drop again on Lyons, but Lyons wisely drops down underneath, hits the high crotch fireman's, takes him down for 2 points.
1 minute, 10 seconds left in the second period.
The Lions not really having any luck on trying to turn Olander at this point in the match.
And now the final minute of the second period, 4-3, Lions in front.
The Lions again, and goal drops underneath for that high crotch, not able to take Olander down.
I think we'll get a stalemate and a restart here for the final 40 seconds of the second period.
The wrestlers working underhooks. Underhook on Lyons, overhook by Olander. Now head-to-head hand fighting in the back center of the mat.
20 seconds left in the second period.
Lyons in on a stalling call, warning on Olander. Olander hip tosses Lyons over. Lyons turns in the scramble position. No change of position on that one. No, Olander tries a lap drop. Lyons in on a headlock. Trying to get around behind. Time expires. No change of position in that one. 4-3 score going into the third.
Great scrambling for both of them. They both look like they're in those positions that just could have gone either way.
Yeah, it was just, any moment one of them was going to take control of that scramble, but they both kept on wrestling through it. Neither one stopped.
Now Lions now a 1-point lead going into the final period. And do we have blood time right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like something with green. Must be blood time. Nothing really.
And I'm not seeing him getting tended to, so.
Yeah. It is an inhaler, so he must have asthma, and he had his inhaler out there.
Okay, so that was what the stoppage was. Now ready to go here for the third period. And Gabe Lyons will be down, leading 4-3.
Lyons off the whistle. A little bit of a stand-up attempt. This is a 4-3 score. Now Olander getting a little bit high. Is able to dig those legs in and break Lyons' belly down on the mat.
Lisbon up 21-0 here for the Class B dual championship. Sit out by Lyons and a nice escape. Pads his lead a little bit here, 5-3. Still a lot of time to wrestle in this third period, about 1:15 and counting.
Yeah, we've seen from Olander, though, he's not afraid to scrap here from his feet. And he's had a couple times where he put Lyons in danger of going to his back. So Gabe Lyons should look to attack the legs on Olander. Now Olander in on a headlock attempt. So Gabe drops down to a leg. Olander tried to come over the top. Laps drops. Tried a little desperation move there. Lyons comes out on top of that. He's ahead 7-3.
40 seconds left. He's going to try to get those bonus points.
Yeah, Gabe Lyons will keep working on top for some near fall points. Like I said, Olander, first period, just a rock. Gabe not having any luck trying to turn him. Olander setting up a Peterson roll on Lyons. Lyons able to get out of it.
15 seconds left in the final period. Lions leading 7-3. A decision would give the Broncos a 24-0 lead.
Lisbon will they need every point they can get heading into this.
It's about to get the tough part of New Salem's lineup.
That's exactly right. The teeth of their lineup coming up. Once we get the heavyweight and move up through these lighter weights.
That's a final 24-0. Broncos in front. We'll see what the plan is here at 2:20.
That's probably a position New Salem hasn't been in much all year. Is down 24-0 in a duel. So we'll see how they respond to the Broncos at 220 pounds.
At Tayson Klatt, their 220-pounder.
I think this might be McGrath out there for New Salem.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, Colin McGrath for New Salem against Cam Opp. So this could be a weight class that the Broncos could steal here at 220. They lead 24-0 wrestling for the dual championship.
I think it's a little more favorable matchup maybe for Cam Opp than wrestling Klatt.
left in the first period, no score. Neither wrestler too overly aggressive. A senior in McGrath against a sophomore in Opp. And McGrath's going to have him down for a takedown. He'll get the lead and the fall, and New Salem Almont's on the scoreboard. 24-6 the score.
Yeah, and Cam Opp tried to fireman's and just not comfortable with that fireman's carry and stopped or paused midway through that. And once you do that, you're going to get thrown right to your back. So Cam Opp just has to work on that fireman's and following through.
On to heavyweight. It will be the two-time defending state champion A.J. Hines going up against Grant Lyons. They wrestled into overtime in the semifinals. Lyons on the losing end of that, but a big rematch between these two, and this is a weight class the Broncos are definitely going to have to steal here to help secure them a little bit closer to getting on to another state championship.
Yeah, I see this as a key matchup in the duel. You know, if Lisbon walks away on top of this one, then, you know, they're a little bit more comfortable lead going into these up into the top part, or excuse me, the bottom part of the lineup.
Yeah, and then again, that is where New Salem Almond has thrived throughout this whole season and in their run through the individual tournament. Mat number 6. It is South Border and Henninger Scranton both tied at 6 for third place in the dual tournament. In the 5th place match, it is a 16-12 lead. And I believe that is for the Carrington Cardinals. It is for the Cardinals. And now we're set to go here for this heavyweight matchup.
To this point in the duel, Lisbon's done what they needed to do. Their wrestlers in the upper weights came out and have done exactly what what we had planned or what we thought they could do.
24-6 Lisbon leads, and here we go, the heavyweights. Lyons and Hines going right at it.
You know, one thing with Hines, he does have a nice inside trip, and he's able to bear hug Lyons, but Lyons steps back out of that. Now they're working the far edge of the mat.
They both have felt each other out, both try to set a throw against the other, and now it's just tying up right now. They got collars on each other.
Each wrestler, the explosive wrestlers, each of them at heavyweight, so all it takes is just a little flip of the arm. Now Lyons tried to go in on a headlock on Hines. Hines trying to drag Lyons down. Lyons gets away. Hines down low on Lyons. One of the things you don't see too much is the heavyweight, especially Hines down on a single leg, but Lyons working over the top. Down to a minute to go. Lyons going to get around behind. Oh, trying to get around behind Hines is Lyons. Lyons will.
Well, they're going to give him 2
points for a takedown. So Grant Lyons in a scramble position comes out on top with a 2-point takedown. We did see in that South Border duel with Nitschke, took Hines down. He was up on that one 2-0, and Hines came back and pinned him in the second period.
Hines is going to get away for a reversal, gets 2, and now Lyons needs to avoid getting pinned here for the next 40 seconds.
Yeah, Hines right away fired up out of that whistle. Nice reversal by Hines and went right into the half Nelson. Still working that power half on Grant Lyons. And Hines has Lyons going over on his back. A.J. Hines working for the fall against Grant Lyons. They know win by fall. So A.J. Hines coming out with some big points.
I'll make the goal score 24-12, and Lyons came out with a little bit of a different approach, and Hines was able to adjust. I think both of them probably working a little quicker, once that first takedown came than what they've done all year.
Yeah, A.J. Hines really showing that he is the defending 2-time state champion in that one. He's looked good ever since that semifinal match.
Ryan Ing will come out for the Lisbon Broncos here to wrestle at 106 pounds. I would imagine it's going to be Charlie Irwin coming out to wrestle for New Salem Almond.
And Irwin coming out, locked up with Ryan Ing in the center of the mat, backing him up a little bit. It's a 24-12 dual score. We're back at 106 pounds, now working back up through the lineup. Ing in a double leg shot on Irwin. Ing trying to power through.
And this is where New Zealand Almond and Lisbon has their best working at 106.
Yeah, a couple evenly matched wrestlers between Irwin and Ang. Ang able to make it to the semifinals and then into the championship match. Charlie Irwin did place 5th at 106 pounds.
No score, a minute 20 left here in the first period of 106 pounds.
Ang, nice double leg, takes Irwin down, hip down on the mat. Irwin just trying to tie up the backside of Ang. Ang's going to step around here. Still no takedown awarded by the referee. Ang still trying to step over on Irwin. Ang just has to keep working, and they call a stalemate. At times, I'd like to let him see work through that position a little bit more. Ang drops down again on Irwin, has him going down. Now Irwin steps back on that. We're still scoreless in the first period. Down to 40 seconds to go in that first period. Ang on a single leg attack now on Irwin. Now picks him up, takes him straight down. Ryan Ang steps around, scores 2.
"20 seconds left. Ang may have a chance to at least get some back points going into the second period. Trying to pop that arm forward of Irwin, but he's able to hold his base.
Yeah, Ryan Ang just trying to keep a little forward pressure on Charlie Irwin, not let him score at the end of the period.
Yeah, Irwin freed the hands, and Ang just dropped down and got the ankles and returns him to the mat. 3 seconds left in the first period. Ang just needs to avoid giving away that late point, as you mentioned, and he does just that. It'll be 2-0 going into the second period. Ryan Ang here at 106 will be in front.
Yeah, one of those things, I mean, you do pick up a little momentum as a wrestler. If you can score at the end of the period, that just sets you up, changes your strategy just a little bit going into that second period.
Blood time here to end this period. We'll take a break. Back with more on YourLiveEvents.com.
All your needs under one roof. The Days Inn and Governor's Water Park in Castleton, with cozy hotel rooms, water park, restaurant, and pub all in one location. And they're accepting resumes and interviews for front desk, housekeeping, and restaurant staff. A friendly work environment, competitive pay. Visit the website cassin.com, click on the employment tab, or call 701-347-4524. The Governor's Inn Water Park special this month: half-price wristbands at the water park and 30% off all birthday packages. Much more than just a hotel. The Days Inn and Governor's Water Park in Castleton, 701-347-4524.
Back here in our second period underway. Ryan Ang leading Charlie Irwin from New Zealand Almond 2-0. It's Ang to start the period on top, and Irwin has just been trying to get away, and Ang able to reestablish control. He's just been changing levels each time out of the whistle.
Yeah, Ryan Ang was dinged for stalling on that. Every time Irwin stood up, he went right down to the legs, just trying to stop that escape attempt on Irwin, so he did take a stall call. Or Ang does have a chicken wing hooked up on Irwin. They are on the edge of the mat. Irwin just kind of clinging to the edge of the mat. Now Ang goes in at an inside cradle.
Minute, 10 seconds on the second period. Are they going to call him out? Yeah, I believe they will.
Well, Irwin has a restart back in the center. Minute 12 to go in the second period.
This time Irwin changes his approach. He tries to go for the sit out, and
yep.
Ang's right on top of it.
Yeah, he tried to just kind of like a short stand up into a hip heist, and that didn't work for him. Ang able to stop that.
I think Ang took that stall, but I mean, he's really been active on top, trying to not give up that point.
Yeah, Irwin had Ang on a hip there, trying to score some points. No loss of control or points given up by Ang. Ang into inside cradle on Irwin now. So Ang able to reestablish a little control on top. Potentially dangerous. Not sure what the call was on that one.
30 seconds left in the second period here. Ryan Ang, a 2-0 lead.
Irwin into that short sit out again. Ang just caught a little bit on his hip for some reason. Ang not following around Irwin on that. Does drop down to a leg. Still no points awarded by the referee. We're at the end of the second period. It's still 2-0. No points awarded. Ang doubling up on Irwin, takes him back down to the mat. So Ing maintains control.
And that'll be it for the second period. Ryan Ing will go into the final period leading 2-0. Lisbon leads the duel 24-12, and the heavy hitters still to come in this new Zealand Almond lineup. So not that the Lisbon heavy hitters haven't done their job, but it's every point mattering so much here as Irwin begins the period here on top.
Right away off the whistle, now Charlie Irwin able to chop down Ryan Ing, has him belly down on the mat. And they get a stalemate call in the center. Just remember, Ryan Ing has been warned for stalling. Off the whistle, Ryan Ing, a little bit of a sit out, not much separation on that. And Ryan just needs to come up with a little different strategy off the whistle. Ing has to get moving on bottom. Right now he's belly down. Takes a hold of that wrist. He's going to pass it over his head. Ing does get it passed over his head, reaches in looking for a fireman's. Goes back around, walking back around on Irwin is Ryan Ing. Ing does get 2 points for reversal.
Nice job by Ing to slide himself through.
Yep, just.
I think he kind of allowed Irwin to do a little bit more than he needed to, and that's what it created that opening for him.
Yeah, Irwin, is trying to score points on top, and when you are active like that, it does create openings. And, that's what the wrestlers, or I should say the fans want to see. They don't want to see you sitting around, and that's what, it is wrestling.
Ing trying to set a pinning combination here against Irwin. He wants to get those bonus points. They're up 24-12, and 6 more points goes a little bit further.
Now Irwin warned with stalling. Ing has a hammerlock across the back. I think he should just keep on. Should have just kept on working that wrist.
They'll stop it for potentially dangerous.
Yeah. 17 seconds to go in the third period. Ing up 4-0. So this time Ing does follow around Irwin. Irwin trying to Peterson roll on Ing. Last 10 seconds of this one. Irwin trying to stand up to a sit out. Ing follows around now. Irwin does get up on Ing. And Ryan Ing will win by decision.
I think there will be, Irwin will get a point before it ended. It's a 4-1 decision, but the Broncos lead now at 27-12 in this Class B dual championship.
It was back to a 15-point lead for Lisbon now going into this 113-pound match. This is a match for, looks like we're having we are going straight into the match. So Griffin Greenlee will go out for the Broncos, wrestling Tayson Klatt.
Tayson Klatt did defeat Greenlee in the 5th place match. So a rematch for these two.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time they've met up this season. They did wrestle out at the East-West with Klatt winning that one as well. And Klatt, he's just a hammer on top. And that's an area where Greenlee's had problems with him.
Trenton Klatt tying up Greenlee up high. Greenlee gets himself away.
The lead for the Highlanders did not last long as West Fargo Cheyenne Stetson Whistleback comes out and gets the ball in just 36 seconds over Valley City's Tyson.
Greenlee kind of letting Klatt establish what he wants to do first before he's made his move, and that's kind of been Greenlee. He can be the aggressor right out the start, and he can be like he has been now, a little bit more strategic, and that's the front he's taking. Is now he does start to become a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I do like this approach by Griffin Greenlee, not letting Klatt get inside on him. We've seen, a couple of matches before this, they'd let the wrestlers get inside and get at his legs, but this time Greenlee attacking the legs.
A minute left in the first period, no score. Trenton Klatt trying to get a turn against Greenlee. Greenlee hanging on to that leg.
Yeah, Klatt trying to come up with a kind of a spladle position. They get stalemate and stood up back in the center of the mat.
.42 seconds left here in the first period. And no score at 113 pounds.
Let's go, Brett!
I would think that's something that will play into the strategy, wrestling Tace and Klatt for Griffin Greenlee, is just how tough he is on top. Now Greenlee has a nice slide by, picks up 2 points for a takedown. 2 big points here with 20 seconds to go in the period.
And they restart. Greenlee unable to hang on to Klatt, gets away right away, makes it 2-1.
Yeah, Greenlee looking to chomp down on that cradle on Tace and Klatt. Klatt able to step back around and does score 1 point at the end of the period.
5 seconds left here in the first period. Greenlee kind of moving away from Trenton Klatt to try to take off a few of those seconds. The decision to Klatt defers to Greenlee. I want to see what Greenlee wants him up. Yeah, they'll be up.
And Griffin Greenlee does choose up to start the second period.
I'd imagine if we make it to this third period, Trenton Klatt's going to want to be on top, and this is Greenlee's chance right now to build up a better lead and maybe get himself a fall.
Yep, now Klatt in on a double leg. Greenlee trying to tie up the back ankle of Klatt. Klatt in the forklift position has Greenlee in a little bit of trouble. Greenlee looking for the stalemate call, but Klatt able to advance this on Greenlee.
Minute 20 left here in the second period. Griffin Greenlee a 2-1 lead.
Yep, Greenlee trying to work a leg pass on the back door of Klatt. We do get a stalemate call. Yeah, it is a 1 point lead for Griffin Greenlee. I think it'll depend on what the score is going into the third, what Klatt chooses. He is so tough on top and capable of turning Griffin Greenlee.
I think that's what Greenlee has his eyes on right now is how good Trenton Klatt is. Trent going for that single leg. Trenton Klatt going for that single leg, and Greenlee able to get himself a step back. 45 seconds left in the second period.
And Klatt now in on another single leg on Greenlee. Klatt pulling out the backside, grabs the head of Greenlee. Klatt has those legs split. This is a position Greenlee did not want to be in. Now a 3-2 score. Down to 20 seconds in the second period.
Greenlee securely getting to his belly. Just going to try to fend off and weather this next 17 seconds.
Well, Greenlee grabs the head of Klatt, has Klatt in a little bit of trouble, has a headlock on Klatt, has Klatt going down to his hip. We should see 2 points here. Greenlee working on Klatt. 2 points for Greenlee. It's a 4-3 score.
A nice job by Greenlee. I thought for sure he was just going to defend those last 15 seconds.
Yep.
Slips himself through, takes the lead, and now Klatt chooses down. I'm surprised that Klatt would want to be on top here, but I guess he wants to get that quick escape.
Yeah, he is quick off the whistle, tries a stand-up. Greenlee able to keep him down on the mat. Greenlee does hook up a temporary cradle hooked up on Klatt.
And Klatt does get the escape, makes it 4-4.
It was just a little mental there we saw by Klatt. Kind of hung that head over on Greenlee. Now in a single leg position. Has the head of Greenlee scooped up inside cradle. Greenlee trying to elevate her. Greenlee does elevate her Klatt, but Klatt flattens out. No points awarded. Now back in that elevator position is Greenlee and Klatt. Greenlee trying to whip over.
And Greenlee just kept the legs moving. That's what avoided that takedown.
That wasn't impressive by Greenlee. Greenlee just needs to settle in here now on top and keep Klatt broke belly down. It is a 6-4 lead for Griffin Greenlee.
Now big chance here. He's got a minute. He's on top to try to turn him to get some bonus points. A rematch between these two and Greenlee trying to avenge yesterday's loss.
And Greenlee trying to cradle again on Klatt. Greenlee just needs to keep chopping that arm and keep Klatt belly down. And Klatt in on an ankle on Greenlee. Greenlee in jeopardy of giving up a reversal. Down to 37 seconds. Klatt does come out the back door on Greenlee. They're stood up. Klatt trying to drag Greenlee down. Greenlee not giving up anything yet.
And they come out. That was a big break for Greenlee because instead of the 2, it's just going to be 5, and it's 6-5, 22 seconds left.
Yeah, I think Greenlee is just trying to look for that home run with that cradle when Klatt tries to stand up, and that's not there for him. Klatt in on a nice double leg. Greenlee trying to hit a go behind on Klatt. Now he's working around on Klatt, grabs a leg. Klatt has an ankle. Last 5 seconds of this one, Greenlee holding on. Klatt trying to get around behind Greenlee. Greenlee still holds on. Griffin Greenlee, you're a winner.
A 6-5 decision, that's a big one. It's 30-12 Broncos.
This duel still is not over.
Now we go on to 113. We're going to have a TV timeout. We'll take a break as well. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
The City of Hillsborough encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call City of Hillsborough for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, Class B Dual Championship, Lisbon 30, New Salem Almond 12. Noah Anderson comes out for the Lisbon Broncos, here to wrestle at 120 pounds. Wyatt Ingwich from New Salem Almond will be his opponent, and he gets the takedown. And he has Ing on his side trying to pick up bonus points. I think he will have a 2-point near fall coming. And they will get that 2 points to the scores table, 4-0 the lead, and they are out of bounds.
Yeah, Noah Anderson with his work cut out for him going up against the state champion in Wyatt Enwich. So Lisbon doing a little bumping, a little strategy here. Looking like cash weights and will come out at 126 pounds.
And you have a senior against a freshman.
You never know. Noah Anderson could wrestle the match of his life out here and not get pinned. That's just kind of an unknown.
I said, and that is the goal of Anderson, is not get pinned right now.
And I think the reason or the strategy for this is Cash Waitson has wrestled Enwich twice this year, and both times he's been pinned by him.
1 minute left in the first period. Wyatt Enwich a 4-0 lead against Noah Anderson of Lisbon.
The dual score is 30-12 in favor of Lisbon. We're at 120 pounds. Anderson working, on the bottom, not giving up anything to Enwich. Enwich has that chicken wing tied up now he has barred up on the near side, just trying to tilt over Anderson.
At 30 seconds left in the first period here at 120. Enwich trying to set back Anderson, and Anderson just fending it off. Now credit the 8th grader for what he's shown so far against this senior state champion at 120.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive if you're an 8th grader going up against a state champion in Wyatt Enwich and a senior, undefeated senior at that, then, that says something about you as an 8th grader. He's not backing down.
18 seconds left. Here in the first period.
Yeah, Enwich right away bars up. Now he walks it around on Noah Anderson. Enwich heavy on top, trying to work for the fall. Anderson gets back belly down.
And 7-0 at the end of the first period. And the decision was almost at Ing. It was Anderson's, and you can see Coach Felicina is animated. Say, I want you up here for this period, down 7-0. as the second period begins.
Yeah, Anderson definitely doesn't want to choose the bottom position on Enwich, so the choice was either top or both up. And Enwich, nice whip over on Anderson. I think he did give him a takedown and 2 near fall.
Yep, he will. 11-0's the score.
A minute 30 to go in the second period. Score is 11-0. Oh, tight half Nelson by Enwich, just trying to hold down Anderson. Anderson now able to get out of that. Comes back around, gets on top of Enwich. So Noah Anderson, 2-point reversal on Wyatt Enwich.
Big for 2 reasons there. He avoids the fall, and he creates a little bit of a separation from a potential tech fall here in this match. And there's no 2 ways about it. Anderson's job right now is to surrender as few points as he can against a very tough Wyatt Enwich, a senior with a storied career for New Zealand Almond. A big task for this 8th grader, but so far I think he's answered that call.
Yeah, he has. Enwich now able to pancake Anderson down to the mat, and he does win by fall, so Wyatt Enwich picks up 6 points. Gutsy performance by Noah Anderson, came out the back door, scored 2 points.
18-30 now the score.
Team score Lisbon 30 and New Zealand Almond 18.
And will move us on to 126 pounds. And 30-18, the Broncos with the lead, wrestling for another state championship here in the dual tournament. Cole Gerhart from New Zealand Almond against Eli Lyons from Lisbon.
Gerhart's another state champion for New Salem Almond. The Lions did make it to the state tournament for Lisbon, dropped both his matches, first 2 matches on the individual side.
And Gerhart, a junior, Lyons, an 8th grader. Similar role to what was asked of Noah Anderson is give up as few points as you possibly can against a very, very talented wrestler. Gerhart 44-4 on the year. Lyons 15-11. Minute left here in the first period.
And Eli Lyons broke belly down. Gerhart working that armbar on the far side. Now Lyons sits out. Gerhart hits him in a chin drop. Gerhart working for the fall against Eli Lyons. Lyons hit that sit out and Gerhart chin dropped him.
As Lyons just continuing to bridge himself out of this one.
And Gerhart settles in over the top. Lyons just trying to bridge and turn on this.
And there comes the fall, and this lead for Lisbon has just gotten closed in a bit here. 12 straight points for the Holsteins, 30-24 the score.
We're coming up on a pivotal match here. 30-24 is a score with Ethan Meyer and Cashton Wadeson.
Yeah, started this at 152 pounds.
Be right around a 10-pound weight difference in this match. Wadeson, normal 120-pounder, is a third-place state winner at 120. Mayer placed 4th for New Salem.
And Broncos lead right now at 6. It'd be 4 straight dual championships for the Broncos if they could pick up some points here and weather this storm of 12 straight that's been scored by the Holsteins. Pair of sophomore place runners wrestling here at 132.
And Wadeson, looking for this takedown against Mayer. Mayer able to double underhook and throws Wadeson to the edge of the mat. Now they step back on. We're circling back towards the center.
Just about a minute left in the first period. pin here for Waits and goes a long way for this team score.
Yeah, Mayer really pushing into Waits and trying to throw Waits and using that extra size and strength that he does have on Waits and his advantage.
47 seconds left in the first period.
Wrestlers edge of the mat kind of throw each other around, getting a little chippy out there, so 40 seconds to go in the first period. Waits and goes for a head tap. He is worn. 1 point for Mayer. Right away off the whistle, Waits and tries to shoot in on Mayer. Mayer steps away from that, scores 2 points for a takedown. It's now 3-0.
Yeah, Waitson just went overly aggressive out of that whistle. But Mayer didn't do a whole lot except just step to the side and then turn and get on top.
Yeah, just kind of an ill-advised shot on Cash Waitston on that. Maybe do that in the third period. You're winding down the final 5 seconds of this one. Mayer has a 3-0 lead. I see the strategy play out in this as they're looking, across the Broncos lineup. Instead of giving up 3 pins from 120 to 132, they're trying to get Cash Waitston here, maybe to get into either a decision or a major decision rather than giving up a pin. We do have Mikey Nelson coming up at 138 pounds.
30-24, Lisbon with the lead. And right up on his feet, Ethan Meyer, and Waitson will return him to the mat. I was trying to get him on his back, almost lost his grip, and gave him another point to make it 4-0.
Yeah, Waitson has to watch out for this crossface. Just a little aggressive on top. I can see him bringing in a lot of energy into this match, trying to get himself pumped up just for the the task that Rich Lucina has asked him to do.
And they will both come out of bounds. 1:40 left in the second period.
And Meyer right away, nice sit out to stand up. Waitson pushing him down towards the edge of the mat. Now Meyer scores 1 point for an escape. It's a 4-0 score. Meyer, nice double leg shot. Waitson's able to stuff that. Comes back to the head as Cash Waitson. Like Waitson tried to work that cash money move, not able to hook that up on Mayer.
And they're going to get him with a stalemate. 1:12 and counting left in the second period.
It is a 30-24 dual score. Waitson trying to hit an arm toss. He does get Mayer tossed over. Now a scramble in the center of the mat. Mayer drops down to the leg. Waitson did have his chance with that throw. Oh, Waitson got caught on his hip by Mayer. This is big right here in the duel. Waitson able to scramble out of that 2 point near fall for Mayer. It's an 8-0 score.
Yeah, Waitson kind of sold out on that move, and then Mayer able to capitalize on it. And a couple there, Waitson just trying to go for a home run move, and you're looking at a weight class over, and maybe a guy just a little step quicker than what he's used to.
Yeah, it looks like Mayer kind of returned that crossface across the top. We do have blood time. Came hard across the top on Waitson with the crossface, and now we have blood time.
So they'll start the timer. This is the only Class B duel still to be wrestled right now, which has kind of been the trend for the Broncos today. Our final in the third place match, it was I believe it was South Border coming away with that win against Henninger Scranton. Well, Carrington finishes in fifth place, a 40-36 win against Kemmerer Bowbells.
And it is 23 seconds on the clock. It is a major decision right now for Mayer in the second period. 8-0 is the score on this restart.
Right off the whistle, Waitson tries to get up to his feet.
Mayer does hit, trying to hit that same tilt position as Blaze Ranke. Not able to get that on Waitson. Final 10 seconds in the second period.
And second period will end. Meyer will take an 8-0 lead into the final period here at 132 pounds.
And I'd say this duel, as of now, has lived up to the billing. A lot of drama here yet to be played out with these final three matches.
Lisbon leading 30-24.
Mayer does start here in the top position, trying to run a bar arm on Waitson. Waitson on this hip. Mayer working the. Oh, we get a potentially dangerous call.
It's going to be blood time.
Blood time, okay.
And that's about a break that Waitson needed right there in that situation.
Yeah, Waitson, exactly. Waitson needs to get up off the bottom there. You know, just obviously the bigger, stronger wrestler being a 132-pounder. Waitson a 120-pounder.
Second time we've seen blood time this match. We are in the third period. And yeah, Waitson just needs to, the ideal situation is you get some points, you eliminate that major decision, save your team a point, but avoid the fall right now. That's the goal. That was the matchup here, that bumping him up. Again, like you said, we're trying not to, the Broncos are trying not to give up 3 straight pins in arguably the three of the 4 toughest weight classes that New Salem Almond will throw in front of you. So minute 33 left. Waitson down 8-0. And goes for a sit out, tries to get to his feet, and Meyer will bring him back down to the mat.
Richter was a 6th-place finisher at 138 pounds. For the midgets on the mat.
You know, and in a way, Rich Racina saying something to the official. Wasn't sure what he was trying to indicate to him.
I can see the wrestlers warming up over there for the Broncos. I would think, though, if Waitson doesn't get pinned in this match, that they would send out Mike Nelson against Riley Dahl at 138 pounds.
Waitson to his feet, brought back down to the mat. He's going to have to bridge himself out. Needs to get to his belly. 55 seconds left.
Yeah, Mayer has an arm trapped on Cash Waitson. Now they're belly down. They will get blood time again.
You know, I think these blood times that have happened have really been to Waitson's favor, because you're going to have to go back to a restart. You're going to have to be broken down yet again, and Waitson has defended against every chance to turn him. Right now it is a major decision, so now you cut us down to 2.
And we still are on blood time. Blood crew back out there cleaning up the mat.
I misspoke earlier. I thought that our third place match had come to an end, but that one is still rolling. And now we're ready to reset here for the final 51 seconds. So again, Waitson just has to avoid getting pinned for this next 45 seconds.
Mayer working over the top now, grabbing the fingers of Waitson. Now works back on the far side in the claw right position. Waitson sits out, comes back around, stands up, does Waitson.
And he's going to get out of bounds. 32 seconds left.
And the nose plug falls out. Waitson picks it back up and shoves it up the nostril.
.27 seconds left here in the final period. Waitson trying not to get pinned. Make it a 2-point dual score in favor of the Broncos, and we'll get blood time again.
Yeah, Waitson can help out the cause too here. If he can score 1 point and knock it back down to a decision, that'll be big here for this duel. He was in good position right before that blood time to pop out the back door, but not able to hit that and get a reversal. So we are on blood time, about 3 minutes, 30 seconds left on that blood time.
So I think this is be the third time we've hit blood time. And then they went out of bounds once this period. So there's a few stoppages. It's allowed, instead of Cash having to avoid getting pinned for 1.5 minutes, it's kind of broken that into segments for him.
It has. I guess this, maybe one way it worked to his advantage, not being worn down by Mayer riding on top. So he's able to kind of recharge the batteries with this blood time. And it is 21 seconds left. Kind of looking at that 8-0 score, that penalty that Cash Waitson did have in that at the start of the second period, paying into that one, because that was a 1-point penalty given to Ethan Mayer.
Yeah, you do avoid that major decision without that penalty. But yeah, I think you're right. His Cash was just trying to amp himself up knowing what his job had to be in this match.
Oh, nice. Nice reversal here by Wadeson. He has Mayer going to his back. Wadeson picks up 2 points. He avoids the major decision. Katz and Wadeson wrestling the full 3 minutes. It's not a win, but you know what? Lisbon will take that. Wadeson bloodied up walking off the mat.
Yeah, it makes it 30-27. So now you got 3 points here. Down to our final few weight classes.
And Lisbon will send out Mike Nelson.
And we'll take a break. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
You're never too young to start saving for your future. Dakota Heritage Bank offers the Grow With Us program. It's a young savers club with various incentives, newsletters, a higher savings rate, bonuses, and more. Contact Dakota Heritage Bank to learn more about the Grow With Us program. Dakota Heritage Bank has locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings!
30-27, Lisbon leads New Salem Almond in the championship match of the Class B duel. Welcome back on YourLiveEvent.com. Mike Nelson against Riley Dahl at 138. And this could be the weight class that the Broncos secure it. They need a major decision or a pin.
Yeah, Riley Dahl likely sent out with the same task as Cashton Wadeson, just don't get pinned. Mike Nelson does win this by decision. That'd put Lisbon up by 6 going into the 145-pound match. Wins by major decision or more, then that would put it out of reach of New Salem Almond.
30-27, the Broncos lead.
And Dahl just kind of laying around on bottom, referee talking to him to stay active.
And you know, Cash, we mentioned in his match, he gave up that penalty point, gets the late reversal, and that avoids the major decision on that front.
And Nelson working this cross-face cradle on Dahl. Dahl laying around the bottom. Nelson does have it hooked up. Now he has Dahl going to his hip. He has 45 seconds here to turn him. Nelson has his cradle hooked up on Dahl. We'll get a potentially dangerous or blood time.
Yeah, we'll get blood time, and maybe it's the Cash Wadeson strategy of using blood time to break up the match for you. But stoppage here in the first period of 138 pounds, and now we're getting some of the wrestlers from the Class A match coming out and watching the conclusion of this one, and what would continue what is an impressive run for the Lisbon Broncos, 6 straight championships in the individual tournament, now looking for a dual championship to make that 4 straight in that run.
You know, I didn't see this coming out of the Broncos. I was looking at the first 2 duels, and they just looked a little bit flat. You know, they did win both of those by big margins, but just didn't look like the Broncos that we had seen over the last 2 days. And in this duel, they've really stepped up.
And one of those guys that's needed to step up and has so far is Mike Nelson. He has so far in this match. You know, he wrestled a tough one for the championship yesterday, didn't go his way, and definitely a very physical match.
Yeah, I think this could make up for that, you know, that loss that he took in the semifinal match there for Mike, and then started out the day against Timothy Ford, dropped that one, but this one, a big match for Mike.
He's able to get Riley Dahl back down to the mat. 20 seconds left in the first period. Nelson a 2-0 lead.
Dahl just sitting around on the bottom, not really doing too much. Mike, you know, working that arm chop on Dahl.
10 seconds left in the period. Now last year down to criteria against South Border. Sitting mat side watching, waiting for that to be announced, and every wrestler just waiting for that moment of excitement and getting it. And this time we may have a similar experience if Nelson gets that major decision or that pin, and now blood time again.
Yeah, it is possible that we do go into the tie criteria again, or tiebreaker criteria. If Nelson does get a decision, then it's 33-27.
Only 2 matches going on right now, would be in the 3rd place matchup in Class B between Southport and Heading near Scranton, and then our matchup here for the Class B championship. And now we resume the second period underway. Mike Nelson on top.
And Nelson, nice go out right away off the whistle, hits his crossface on Dahl. Has Dahl on his hip. Nelson still trying to work this cradle on Dahl. He does have it hooked. No, not able to secure it. Dahl just kind of hanging on at some point. Nelson does hook it up. He is going to try to take Dahl back. He has Dahl on his back. Mike Nelson working for the fall against Riley Dahl. Dahl's able to stretch out on this. Mike will pick up his near fall. Nelson now stretches out Dahl.
And you can see the excitement right now from the Lisbon wrestlers. And Nelson's going to let him go and reset. It will be a 3-point near fall, though, 5-0 his lead. Still in play is that major decision that they're going to need.
Yeah, Mike's built a 5-0 lead. We're at a minute to go. So Dahl still, laying around on his body. Not active as Riley Dahl. The wrestler or the ref just kind of letting him lay around. Mikey working back on that crossface over the top.
.45 seconds left in the second
And now
period.
the ref does go down there. Mikey just sat on top and said, hey, this guy is not doing anything. The ref finally dings New Salem for stall. Now Mike has it turked out. Crossfacing, he's trying to turk Dahl over. Mike just kind of easing into that, has a screwdriver hooked up now picking up near fall. Mike Nelson has Dahl in position for a pin.
And there it is. Nelson gets the pin, and the Broncos will win the dual championship again. 4 straight years double champions for the Lisbon Broncos.
Yeah, this is something else. Quite a run put on by the Broncos coming into this tournament. I had a little doubt in the back of my mind whether Lisbon could do it again this year. And I know at the beginning of the season, not many people thought Lisbon would be back here in the championship.
And that was kind of the model of this Broncos team all year was, you know what, we're still here. We're still the Broncos. And now Carter Wallner will come out to wrestle this final match.
Final match in the championship for the Class B.
So it is a 36-27 dual score.
So Carter Wallner is going to come out here and wrestle this final match for the Broncos, state champions yet again.
And Tomach in there on a single leg takes Wallner down to the mat. He's up 2-0. It is a lot of pressure off of Carter Wallner. Now he can just go out there and wrestle his match.
Carter, he had that big tech fall in the semifinal matchup against Camille Bells, but as a junior, I know he's not happy with how he did in the individual tournament, but come out here, have some fun in your last match, and celebrate with your team and get ready for next year.
Yeah, kind of like Coach has said last night. Last night they were able to celebrate that individual championship for about 20 minutes on the bus, and then time to start preparing for the day. It's the same way here after the dual tournament. They'll celebrate on the bus ride down and maybe a little bit once they get back to town, but then it's, preparation for next season begins tomorrow.
49 seconds left in the first period. It is a 2-0 lead for Caden Tomac from New Salem Almond.
Tomac, nice armbar. Well, Nolan able to roll through on that. Tomac does pick up 2 points for a near fall.
30 seconds left in the first period.
We are down to 15 seconds. The wrestler's called out of bounds.
Broncos know they have this one secured. And again, to lose that senior class you lost last year, get these young guys to come in and come up in some big spots. You get Cash Wadeson's match. He didn't win it, but he didn't allow those points to be given up.
No, and then down at 113 pounds with Griffin Greenlee, that match is a big match. They're beaten by Klatt twice this year and was able to pull out a 1-point win on that. And that, like you're talking about, that was an underclassman, an 8th grader coming, securing that big win for the Broncos.
And second period begins. It is Caden Tomac on top. There's so many questions about how New Salem Almond and the Lisbon Broncos would match up in this tournament. Again, the East-West wasn't a full squad, I think, for either team at that point. They had not met in duels. There's just been not a lot to base things on for them.
Yep, definitely a few question marks coming into this tournament, how we'd match up or how Lisbon would match up, head-to-head in a duel and also in a tournament format on the individual side.
And they're going to hit Wallner with the stall.
I think Lisbon, has answered that with 2 wins in the individual side and now here in the dual tournament.
Yeah, fans trying to get Carter to get himself around here in this matchup. And the wrestlers will come out of bounds. 1:02 left in the second period.
Carter Wallner fighting tough on the bottom. He's just down 4-0, not an insurmountable lead to get a little momentum going and score some points here in the second period.
1 minute left in the second period. Again, the Broncos a 36-27 lead in the duel. Regardless of how this one ends, the Broncos are the state champions in Class B duel.
And Tomac, 145-pounder for New Salem. He is a 6th-place finisher on the individual side. Carter Wallner, not a place winner this year, went 1-2 on the individual side.
Tomac looking for a turn and got 30 seconds left in the second period.
And Wallner still broke belly down last 15 seconds of this one. Towel tapper runs out. And Tomac has a cradle hooked up on Wallner, trying to bump him over, but Wallner flattens back out to his belly.
And second period will end. Carter Wallner will go into the final 2 minutes, trailing 4-0 in the final 2 minutes of the 2021-2022 wrestling season for both teams.
I just remember back when Coach Lucina and Coach McCleary took over the head coaching position in state championship match, the first time that they were in the duels, wrestling in the state tournament. And they just made, just a little mental error in some of their lineup that they put out against, I believe it was South Border at the time. And Coach Lucina told me, at that time, he said he'll never let that happen again. And he's put together 4 state championships back to back.
And you think about the things that they had to do here to get this win, some bumps that they made, some wrestlers they put in those positions. Noah Anderson, one of them, Cash Wadeson, one of them, where it's, just you help us by not allowing these maximum number of points to be surrendered. And those little points, again, point here and point there, is added up. And 27-36, Broncos leading by 9 into the final period here. Carter Wallner down 6-0 against Caden Tomac.
Tomac had a nice armbar on Carter Wallner, and Wallner able to roll through again, not giving up any near fall. This is a 6-0 score for Tomac. And Wallner now warned with stalling. So Tomac given 1 point. And kind of like that match that we saw before with Riley Dow and Mikey Nelson. Carter Wallner, not a lot of activity on the bottom.
There's 45 seconds left. He trails 7-0. .30 seconds to go. When that scoreboard gets down to 0, the Broncos will officially be Class B dual champions yet again.
And we are down to 19 seconds, and Tomac has an armbar hooked up. He's still not giving up on this. Tomac does want to win by foul. He has Wallner going over to his back. Last 10 seconds of this one, Tomac running an armbar around the head of Carter Wallner. And Wallner now last seconds of this one, and time runs out. So Tomac will win by decision over Carter Wallner by a score of 7-0.
36-30, that is the final on the team score. The Broncos yet again Class B dual champions. They defeat New Salem Almond here at the Fargo Dome. We got more coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
American Crystal Sugar Company, with their 4,000 plus employees and shareholders, are deeply rooted in the communities of the Red River Valley. They're committed to the sustainability and growth of their business and to improving the lives in the places where we work and live by investing in people, our communities, and the future of American Crystal Sugar. Visit crystalsugar.com to learn more about scholarships, grants, volunteerism, donations, and more through the Community Roots American Crystal Giving Program. Growing strong community roots, American Crystal Sugar Company.
You may know that Big Tex Trailers already offers you industry-leading features like mega ramps, HD suspension, and the all-new hydraulic dovetail. Every time you hook on, know that your Big Tex is up for the job. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro to find out what owning a Big Tex can do for you. Shop the full line of Big Tex products from ATV trailers to goosenecks to dump trailers and more. Visit your Big Tex dealer, Bloomfield Enterprises, Hillsboro. Contact Tim at 701-430-0877.
I'm starting off on some smaller projects to get me worked up to some of the bigger things built around here.
The atmosphere in the shop is very, very team-based, which is great.
It's really cool to see the beginning and end product.
So it's very satisfying to build something that you know people are really going to appreciate.
Whether you're in need of a short-term or long-term care stay, Halstead Living Center offers a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care. With Halstead Living Center, there is an attached medical clinic and independent senior housing facility. Physical, occupational, and speech therapy services are available for both inpatient and outpatient. Respite care is available too, as well as hospice services. Call 218-456-2105 for openings available now with Halstead Living Center, or find more information at halsteadlivingcenter.com.
As we come back to our coverage of the North Dakota State Wrestling Tournament, Joe Morgan making his way down to the mat and down to the floor, as well as we'll hear from some of the victorious Lisbon Broncos as they win it by a final of 36-30 over New Salem Almond here in the Class B team duel, a championship round over New Salem Almond. As in that championship bracket, Lisbon able to defeat Kenmare Bowbells 56-13, then a 48-21 win over Henninger Scranton, then finalize it with a 36-30 win over New Salem Almond here. Blaze Ranke, Levi Svem, Silas Ranke as well, Silas Ranke. You also have Bowden Greenlee, Gabe Lyons, Ryan Eng. You have Greenlee with Griffin and Mike Nelson, as well as some of the victorious winners here in this wrestling duel. And Joel Morgan, let's toss it down to you with the victorious head coach.
Yeah, we're with head coach Rich Lucina. You said it last week, we're still Lisbon, and teams might not see us the same way after that senior class, but you guys proved it here, another double championship.
Yeah, we're still here. These boys, we said it right at the start of the year. People were forgetting about us, overlooking us. We took that as an insult a little bit, and we wanted to make sure that at the end of the year, no matter how it ended up, they kind of remembered that we're still here, and we still got heart, and we still fight for every inch. So.
And you didn't know how you're going to match up with New Salem Almond. You had seen some of that in the individual tournament. You went to the young guys to try to surrender the least amount of points. Noah Anderson, who hadn't wrestled all week, he comes in and wrestles all three matches for you. And then you get Cash in a match where same situation is you want to get the win there, but you know it's about damage control, and those guys answered the call.
Without a doubt. We had to weigh in. We weighed Bowden in so he could wrestle 182 for us today. We weighed Cash in heavy so he could wrestle 26 and 32. And these guys, we even weighed in Blaze Ranke light in case we needed him at 45. And these guys, when we asked, they never ducked, they never winced. They just yeah, whatever you need, coach. And man, we made those moves, and it turned out to be pretty important for us. So.
Another key match for you, another young guy, Griffin Greenlee. He comes away with the win. That was a third meeting between those guys, and he finally gets it one, probably on the biggest stage for him all year.
For sure. We said third time's the charm. We told him that before we went out for this one, so keep going and you see what happens. He wrestled close with him. Klatt's a good wrestler. He's a good kid. All those Holsteins are. They got heart too. Dave does a great job. Dale Beckman's one heck of a coach. But these kids, they came out. They were ready, and we were excited to see it. So.
4 years in a row, you guys win both championships. Where do you rank this one, or what's the different feel with this one?
They're all exciting. We thought it might come down to criteria there at the end. We knew what we had to kind of get done. And these, like you said, these kids, every time they need to step up, they show it. They show it. Like you said, you had Noah Anderson going out there and scrapping, and he gave English, man. That guy's a pinner like crazy. I mean, getting out of the first period with him is no cakewalk. So just impressed by the way these kids fight. I mean, just across the board, there's just a failure to recognize when you're supposed to lose. They don't see that. So.
All right, Coach. Again, congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for the coverage this year. I appreciate you guys. So.
Absolutely. Back to you, Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. And Joel, will keep your mic on just for a future reference. Again, if you grab anybody else, just pop right on the mic. And Brent, just some valuable words there from Rich afterwards, saying, we're still here, and you never know how it's going to end up and why. But a nice way for Lisbon in a tough duel against the Holsteins to come away with another dual championship.
Yeah, that was another battle, another dogfight with the New Salem Holsteins, and Lisbon able to pick up a couple key victories. For me, down at 113 pounds with Griffin Greenlee picking up that win over Tayson Klatt. And, they were able to kind of carry that momentum. They know that was a big match. They did carry the momentum with those young underclassmen, even up into the, the weights where they did give up pins. Lisbon's still fighting hard. And with Cash Waston at 132 pounds, keeping in just a regular decision, sending out Mike Nelson after that, picking up that huge pin and sealing the win for Lisbon.
Let's go back down to Joel Morgan. He's got a victorious Lisbon Bronco wrestler. Joel?
Yeah, we got Griffin Greenlee with us. You wrestle Klatt again. Biggest stage for you here against him. You finally get the win. First off, just to beat him, what is that feeling like, knowing how tough he is?
It felt really good, considering I just got pinned by him yesterday. Came down to a point, and after winning that, I was pretty hyped. So.
What did you know more coming in on this third meeting, and what did you have to do differently to come away with the win this time?
I absolutely knew not to pick bottom, because he will stick those legs in and ride you out that whole period. My coach is telling me to go down, and I'm like, no, I want to go on my feet, and I think that's what won it for me. So.
Your first year getting some major varsity time here for the Broncos. You win both championships. You get to be a big part of that. What are those feelings like?
Definitely felt a lot better than last year. Being a part of the team but not wrestling felt amazing. So.
All right, well, congratulations for you this season. I'll let you go back and celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
And Chase, we're gonna stay right here. We're getting a chance. We're gonna talk with Josh Shear, heavyweight for the Broncos. Didn't get a chance to wrestle this season. Injury in the offseason, had his knee done. But you've been with this team. Obviously, hard to not wrestle your senior year. You've been with this team all year. How excited are you for this championship?
I'm proud of where we've come. I came into this season very low because we've lost so much. And for us to go to where we've been, I'm impressed as hell with everybody.
You've had a completely different role this season. I've seen you at, I think, every duel, every tournament. You've been here on state. I've seen you with the iPad on the side. You've done what you could for this team. What was different about your role this year?
Obviously, being injured, I wasn't able to partake in actual wrestling, but I more did on the sideline work and behind-the-scenes stuff. After a long time, I was able to start actually wrestling with the guys to get them prepared for where they've come. My role is just kind of a handyman.
All right, well, again, obviously, we would have liked to have seen you wrestle this year, especially a chance for you to wrestle against Hines, who ends up being the heavyweight champion. But congratulations on being a part of this team and being get yourself another place in Lisbon wrestling history.
Yeah, obviously everyone would want another chance, and I would too, but to where everything is coming, to how many friends and new memories I'll have for the rest of my life, I'm happy what happened.
All right, thanks for talking with Josh Shear. Back to you, Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. Those are the hard things, Brent. You know, you always hear about, you never want to see injuries no matter who it is at what particular time, but also the seniors, right? When it's your last hurrah in high school, sure, you might be able to go on and do other things in terms of sports or athletics in the next level, or maybe you become a coach or part of it in some way, but it's just a whole different element when it's your senior season because, you know, it's that last final ride.
It is, and that does say a lot about Josh Shear. I mean, he could have, been hurt or whatever, got hurt in football. He could have just stepped away from wrestling and from the team and focused on something else, but he stuck around and he helped out wherever he could. You know, like you said, he's just kind of the utility man, and when he was able to get back in the wrestling room and work out with these guys, he was there. He's dedicated to the program and dedicated to his teammates.
Final thing for you, Brent, before we kind of put a bow on this one, what will you take away from this Lisbon Bronco wrestling run here in 2021-2022?
That Lisbon wrestling is here to stay. Don't overlook them because they're going to be back next year.
It's short and sweet, but right to the point, and that's kind of what we heard from the coach as well. And this is one of those deals where, again, 3 days you come in, individuals back on Thursday. You wrap it up today with the team dual portion. And the Lisbon Broncos, again, here's how it went down from the quarterfinals over Kenmare Bowbells 56-13, defeating Henniger Scranton 48-21, then topping New Salem Almond by 6, 36-30 in the Class B dual championship. Well, Brent, thanks so much for your time. On behalf of Joel as well, I know we very appreciated your coverage this year, whether it's been from the Store Hog or somewhere in between. So thanks so much. We look forward to having you back on next year as well.
You bet. I thank your live event for covering Class B wrestling. It means a lot to us. And, we don't get a lot of coverage in the mainstream or whatever you want to call it, the mainstream media, but your live event has our back, and we appreciate it.
On behalf of Joel, Brent, I'm Chase. Again, congratulations goes out to Lisbon Broncos with the Class B dual champs, 36-30 over New Salem Almond here from the state wrestling tournament at the Fargo Dome.